The night city skyline glows with neon advertisements, displaying local staples like the Bolan Gali and H-Dong Pizza.
A scan of the surroundings feels strange, really strange.
Dowan Ha moves through the crowd, his mind racing. He questions himself, is it alright if I sneak out by myself like this, and wonders, do I graze flowers?
A strange metaphor for his precarious situation as he drifts through the neon-lit streets. Tension breaks with a sudden slam of a hand on a table, punctuating a frustrated outburst, F***ck.
Who sent this?
The shock lingers, as it seems there is no way that Jaemin actually sent those provocative messages to Manchun. Dowan Ha stands in a place full of Manchun's friends, feeling the weight of the moment. He dismisses his companions, telling them, you guys go home or whatever, his resolve hardening. I'm going to find this punk today and beat him to a pulp, he declares, the decision bursting forth with intensity. Dowan Ha stares at his phone, wondering what is happening with Manchun Yuk all of a sudden. The screen displays a barrage of taunting messages, fat pig, you're crap at singing, lol. You graze flowers on the road on all fours, right? I'm so drunk I can't help being honest. You mad? Wanna fight? Send everyone home and wait by yourself. His peers read the screen and ask, this is no fun. Should we just go home? Yet it seems the only person who would dig their own grave like this is Dowan. Aranju speaks up, saying, yeah, but I've gotta use the bathroom first.
And you should hurry home. Dowan replies, oh okay.
Resigned to his path. He is the only one who would put himself in this danger, especially since he is a newcomer who knows nothing about this place.
Dowan stares at the screen where the final message he sent, send everyone home and wait by yourself, is displayed at 8:31 p.m. He contemplates the situation, wondering, maybe that was for me. Dowan looks up at the towering Bop Bop Music Town, a hub of the local scene.
It should be okay, right, he mutters, trying to reassure himself. He assumes that whoever sent those messages probably did so because they had a plan.
The realization hits him with crushing weight. He stares blankly, sweat beading on his bruised face as the truth sinks in, I have no plan. Confronted by the group, Manchun Yuk glares at him and demands, what did you do that for, Dowan? Dowan stands firm despite the overwhelming odds, replying, I wasn't planning on becoming your enemy.
Yet, as he looks at them, he realizes that no matter how hard he thinks about it, he cannot find a way out of this.
Manchun Yuk looms over a beaten, bruised Dowan Ha, sneering as he threatens, you're dead now, you bastard. Within the walls of Bop Bop Music Town, Dowan stares blankly, his mind spiraling as he thinks, is this my deathbed? Reality is hitting me hard.
The tension shifts abruptly as the scene cuts to a rush of movement. A series of notifications flicker past, Quest, story by Juwon Lee, art by Taesun, Yub. Breathless and panting, Dowan catches his breath as he scrambles for a path forward.
Suddenly, the atmosphere in the hallway erupts into chaos.
Shouts ring out from the crowd as someone cries, it's the cops. A panicked man in the hallway screams, some punk reported us. They're on the first floor right now, as he barks orders at the group, all underage kids get out through the emergency exit now.
He wipes sweat from his brow, frantic, adding, I'll try to buy some time. The group of youths begins to trudge away in confusion, one complaining, now? Are you kidding me? Another voice scoffs, F***ck the cops. As they continue to trudge out, a weary Dowan sighs, thinking that despite the chaos, a fight was just about to break out. Manchun Yuk watches the retreating figures, shouting toward them, well, aren't you lucky as hell? The chaos of Bop Bop Music Town continues in the background.
Manchun Yuk points a ringed finger directly at Dowan, his face twisted in a grit-filled glare.
Everyone knows your face now, he warns, so don't think you're going to get away with this.
With one final step, the bullies begin to retreat down the hall, leaving a bruised and silent Dowan alone to process the threat.
Dowan stands there, heaving for air, his face showing the exhaustion of the ordeal. He silently mutters to himself, I am safe for now. Just as he thinks, I have to get out of here too, a sudden, sharp ping resounds in his mind, signaling that his system is finally responding to the crisis. It feels like a sick joke, not even a day has passed since Dowan Ha experienced death. The memories of his brutal beatings at the hands of Cheolwo and Manchun Yuk flood back, vivid and agonizing.
The sheer physical trauma he sustained from those two tormentors left him shattered. Compounding that pain was the brutal toll on his body, a severe rebound caused by attempting to wield skills that far exceeded his current physical limits. His internal turmoil is further compounded by a sudden release of tension after having been on edge for hours, pushing him to the brink.
Dowan is forced to confront the harsh reality. Right now, I'm absolutely drained.
He collapses, defeated by the overwhelming exhaustion of it all. As he drifts in and out of consciousness, he groans,
What happened?
Dowan stirs, confused and groggy, muttering, "Where am I?" until a voice cuts through the haze, asking simply, "You awake?" As his vision clears, he realizes who is standing before him. "Finally," she says, and the realization hits him, she was one of the other bullies. Dowan Ha finds himself in a daze, his mind reeling as he wonders why he is in this situation, but before he can process the mystery of why she is here with him, she abruptly pinches his face, causing him to stammer, "Why are you?" while he winces at the sharp pinch. The woman commands him to quiet down, forcing him to let out a muffled mmph as he tries to speak while being firmly held.
Dowan Ha realizes with a jolt of horror, this is the ladies' bathroom, and his eyes widen in total shock at the realization of where he has been dragged. Confused and disoriented, Dowan Ha asks, "Why am I in here?" and in his frantic state, he blurts out, What is going on?"
Outside the door, the police are still patrolling, but they are unlikely to check this area. A man nearby laughs dismissively, scoffing at the thought of underage kids being in such a place, clearly unaware of the reality just inside. The woman stares at her phone, where a 112 call log is displayed, and she comments, "Jesus, who reported us?" before revealing, "I reported this place for selling alcohol to underage kids."
Dowan Ha looks at her, stunned, as she notes, "What? But you drank too." He pauses, overwhelmed, and asks, "Wait, did you do it to save me?"
She looks toward the doorway and reflects on what she witnessed, telling him, "I saw you fight." She finishes her thought with a cold edge, adding, "By chance." She stares directly at him, admitting, "I thought you were an ordinary loser, but you were pretty good." Then, with a calculating gaze, she warns, "Although it seemed like you didn't think about the aftermath."
Dowan Ha can't help but wonder if his recent display of toughness actually managed to impress her. "Thanks for helping me."
"How can I repay?" he begins, still slightly battered, but she cuts him off quickly, insisting that he shouldn't worry about it. She looms over him, leaning in closely to make her point clear. "Since I saved you once, all you have to do is grant me a wish," she declares, her intent far more serious than a simple favor. She stares directly into his eyes, her expression unyielding and intense as she presses for an answer.
"Got it," she demands, leaving no room for argument. Dowan Ha, clearly flustered and caught off guard by the proximity, can only manage a weak, yep. The scene shifts to the quiet exterior of an apartment complex, where the day begins as normal, oblivious to the strange encounter that just took place. Inside his room, Dowan Ha's phone suddenly buzzes on the surface, flashing with an incoming call from his mother, her demand cutting through the silence, "Wake up, you sleepyhead." Dowan Ha fumbles in his bed, slamming his hand down to stop the alarm as he groggily mutters, "Rise and shine," before groaning a tired, "Ugh." He answers the call with a hesitant hello only for his mother to immediately snap, "Why haven't you been picking up?" leaving him to stammer out a shocked, Mum. He tries to defend himself, explaining, "I didn't call you for like a day. I was so tired that I passed out as soon as I came home." His mother is clearly not buying his excuses, demanding, "Please, one day?" Dowan Ha is stunned, his jaw practically dropping as she continues to berate him, "I haven't talked to you in 3 days. He can only respond with a confused, "What?" Dowan Ha stares at his phone, reeling from the call. His mother had just checked in, coldly noting, "Anyway, now that I checked you're still alive, that's all I needed." She abruptly cuts the call, declaring she is off to work again, leaving Dowan in a stunned silence as he processes the interaction. Was I asleep for 3 days? He wonders, struggling to reconcile his memory of the past day with the time that had seemingly vanished. As his stomach lets out a loud rumble, the reality of his situation sinks in. After the incident at the karaoke club, he remembers falling asleep as soon as he got home, utterly drained. He contemplates ordering some fried chicken to ease his hunger, reasoning that being this tired is understandable given he fought for the first time in his life.
On top of that, he had managed to fight 3 bullies all in one day. Although, he notes with a thoughtful grimace, one of them was a bit different than the others, implying his encounters were more varied than standard school scuffles. Now that he had fought them, he realizes it actually wasn't that big of a deal. Scrubbing away in the shower, he muses to himself with a chuckle, "Ho, maybe I'm super strong." In his mind, he classifies them all as easy victories. Having recovered and pulled himself together, he pushes the power button on his PC. The first thing he needs to do is get back into the game. He needs to log into the game again, find the mysterious manager, and finally ask about how this system actually works. But as he boots up the game, a cold system notification greets him: the ID the destroyer does not exist. He can only stare at the screen in disbelief, letting out a confused, "What?" He had known it wouldn't be easy, but seeing the account deleted is a shock. He sits at his desk, questioning the motives behind such a move, specifically wondering, then why did they take the Fire God sword? From what he gathered, it looks like they don't want to talk to him. He recalls the bizarre in-game messages where someone addressed him as "Your Majesty," a moniker he finds incredibly cringy. Now, the mysterious manager keeps sending cryptic prompts through the system window, asking things like, "Shouldn't a key fit in a keyhole?" leaving Dowan to wonder exactly what game is being played. Dowan Ha realizes with a jolt that the event for Marple's story starts today. He thinks to himself, if they are going to appear like this, he might have no choice but to find out more about the system himself. He stares intensely at his screen, processing everything he has learned so far, acknowledging, "I know 3 things about the system so far." First, he notes, the reality he is in is laid out like an RPG, where he is essentially a game character dubbed Dark Chocolate Pie, and he is basically a game character. He observes that his new world operates with levels, stats, and classes, and he can even use skills. His Dark Chocolate Pie persona is already at level 250, fully integrated into this strange system. Second, he realizes that the system considers bullies as monsters, a fact confirmed as notifications appear: Monster Cheel Woman has been defeated and Monster Manchun Yuk has been defeated. He reflects that when he beats them, he gains a reward. The system confirms his success with quest completion rewards, granting him both a gold key and a silver key. Truly, he thinks, he gets a key as a reward for his victories. It is exactly like gaining items after killing monsters in games. He eyes his Dark Chocolate Pie character status on the screen, reflecting on his progress. Third, he realizes he can become stronger by using the keys he has collected. As he rummages through his closet looking for where he stashed his rewards, he wonders, "Let's see, where did I put the key?" A chime signals success as he finds the item. The system defines the silver key as a hero item that can unlock passive skills locked within a character. Looking at the silver key he got recently, he notes there is more to unlock and counting. With the 3 different keys he has gathered, he realizes he will finally be able to unlock different skills, including those affecting his character stats, like the newly identified bronze key. Dowan Ha reviews the status of his inventory, specifically focusing on the passive skill granted by the silver key. He then considers the active skill, realizing that the combination of his gathered keys and the unlocked skills will become permanent. A system message alerts Dowan Ha that he has reached the ultimate class, designated as the Sealed Substitute Gamer. As the special effects of this class take hold, he finds that all his active skills are now unusable. His signature 1000 Punches skill now sits in his menu with a locked status, displaying a massive mana requirement of 200 that he simply cannot meet. Dowan Ha shivers in his gaming chair, an icy cold realization washing over him as he considers the sheer disadvantage of his current situation. He flashes back to his confrontation in the music town where he stood dwarfed by the massive Manhwa Yuk, surrounded by his intimidating crew. The sudden chime of his doorbell shatters his focus. "Yay! Chicken is here," he shouts, momentarily distracted by the delivery as he darts across the room. Grabbing a card, he rushes to the door with a beaming grin, anticipating his meal, completely oblivious to the impending system interference. As he touches the door, a new, cryptic notification pings: "Quest, boy becomes a man." It demands that he satisfy the woman waiting for him if he chooses to accept. Dowan Ha stops dead in his tracks, his eyes wide with bewilderment as he stares at the screen, utterly confused by the strange request. A sharp clack echoes through the air as the door swings open. Dowan Ha stares in utter bewilderment, his mind racing as he wonders who on earth could be at his doorstep. Standing before him is the unknown woman, radiating an air of intense composure.
Dowan can only stammer, trying to process what she could possibly be talking about.
Dowan recoils in shock, demanding to know what she is doing at his house, but the woman ignores his protest and calmly reminds him that he promised to grant her a wish. With a casual, almost practiced motion, she lets her jacket slip from her shoulders, holding his gaze as she promises to explain exactly what she wants. The tension spikes as she looks Dowan right in the eye and delivers a blunt, shocking command, "Take them off."
Dowan's face flushes a deep, burning crimson.
He stands there completely stunned, his heart hammering against his ribs in sheer embarrassment. Suddenly, a system notification pulses in his vision. The quest boy becomes a man pops up, explicitly demanding that he accept her request and satisfy her, leaving Dowan in a state of absolute, stuttering disbelief. The woman doesn't blink, her expression unchanged as she coolly asks if he needs her to repeat herself.
Dowan grips his head, his hands trembling as he processes the absurd demand.
"Take your clothes off," she insists, turning his entire world upside down.
A final, ominous ding rings out as the system presents him with the ultimate choice. Will he accept?